The Nigerian House of Representatives on Thursday passed a bill to do away with the current national anthem brought into force by the then-President Olusegun Obasanjo in the 1970s and revert to the old one written by Lillian Jean Williams and composed by Frances Berda. This act has raised a lot of questions in the hearts of many Nigerians. First, are the House of Reps members that jobless that the current state of the country is not important to address? The hunger in the land, inflation, insecurity, lack of basic amenities, to name a few. Secondly, what is wrong with the current anthem that it needs urgent change? Also, one would wonder, why is this taking priority now amidst all the problems that the country is facing? Dr. Rufai and Ayo of Arise TV rightly dissected this issue. Let's listen to the analysis.
The House of Representatives has passed a bill seeking to reintroduce the Old National Anthem. The lyrics of the Old National Anthem, titled Nigeria Will Hail Thee, were written in 1959 by Lillian Jean Williams, a British expatriate who lived in Nigeria when it achieved independence. The anthem was changed by former head of state, General Olusegun Obasanjo, in 1978. The decision has since sparked a desire for the return of the old anthem among a cross-section of Nigerians who believe it carries historical, cultural, and prayerful significance that resonate deeply. Let's take a quick listen before we come back for a discussion.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain.
Yesterday, they passed the first, second, and third bill quickly. I mean, nostalgic, right? I mean, I don't, but some people have had issues, especially with the lyrics. Let me take David Hudain's tweet. He wrote, "The only thing I have to say about the proposed return of the Nigeria's old anthem is that the word tribe is a backhanded insult. Nobody described 6.5 million Flemish Belgians as a tribe. 42 million Yoruba people are also not a tribe. Get rid of that word." All right, well, you know, we have our very good friend, Sonny Iroche, who has always advocated for this bill. I mean, like we were saying earlier, it resonates with, people that were born in the 1940s to baby boomers, 1970s. Let me just read Sonny Iroche's response to that. He says that, the reason given for changing the anthem is not convincing. The argument that the word tribe is offensive is unfounded, as it simply refers to a community united by common customs and traditions. Additionally, dismissing the old anthem because it was written by a British expatriate is short-sighted. We should not discard our history and heritage simply to distance ourselves from colonial past. I mean, I don't know if that's sentimental as well, but go ahead.
Most of Roche, I disagree with you. And I disagree strongly this morning.
You also disagree.
And the truth has to be said. I know you people have nostalgic past of when Nigeria used to walk, but we can also make it work. This anthem written is a fabulous one that we're using, Arise, O Compatriots. It's a rallying cry for Nigeria as against the very colonial, insulting British Nigeria we held our own dear native land. My boss Sonny Roche knows that the British actually used to call us native because they saw us as primitive. And that anthem was a disposition of it. In fact, other people too have pushed that even the name Flora Shaw
Yeah.
We could also look at that name. You see, we could also bring back our indigenous flair rather than constantly, saying because we have a colonial past, we should pivot towards a colonial past. We also do these things for the generations yet to come. And I think this is not the priority of the National Assembly, where people are being killed, people are hungry, people are suffering. I think it's just a reflection of the joblessness those ones have, as far as I'm concerned. If you're saying it passed the test, have you read the second stanza of the National Anthem that says, "O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know"? What better prayer do we need at a time where our leaders look like they lack guidance and direction? Help our youth the truth to know. And this is a clarion call and our pledge, which is okay. But I understand people that had a nostalgic past. So this was what they sang in the colonial days. Everything was prim and proper. The colonial did to you what they call indoctrination, and it made you feel less of yourself. Yesterday, I put out a document that pretty much caused a lot of stir on social media, where I actually showed Nigerians, and for those that keep claiming they built Lagos, I actually showed Nigeria when the British started allocating lands and named this area we are around VI, Victoria Island, in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of Queen Victoria. All right? I think that place used to be called something, Okun, Erokun or Eko Okun or something, in 1877. So, I know people still like to clutch on to the good old colonial days, but we should grow up for that and have our own mentality and emancipate ourselves from this mental slavery, not going back to an anthem that calls us I don't have a problem with the word tribe, our own dear native, which is a connotation. Go and read Lord Lugar's book, The Dual Mandate, that I wrote in the 1920s. Yeah. How he kept on calling nativist. We need to emancipate ourselves from. See, before the British came, after they took over Lagos in the 1860s thereabout, we had our own culture, we had our own attributes. We should be able to promote that.
All right.
And support our own. We have our own indigenous things.
Emancipate
yourself from mental slavery. None of us can free our minds.
Said his One Nation song should also be adopted as one of the
that's the thing we should promote, not some British practice of our own dear native land. And we are happy playing video where Oyibo people are looking at the flag.
However, the video is not the song, so we can change this. Okay, so my first bias is the fact that this anthem, the one that we sing now, was written by Nigerians.
Yes.
That's my first bias. Yeah. Nigeria We Hail Thee, with all its good intentions and nice lyrics, was written by Lillian Jean Williams in 1959. She's not Nigerian, and unfortunately, no matter how much they identified with Nigeria at the time, cannot understand the Nigerianness of Nigerians. And so the pride in the fact that a Nigerian wrote the anthem that we currently sing is one advantage in that regard. The second part is that look at the lyrics of the new anthem in its glory. It talks about the labor of our heroes past.
Yes, now.
That is captured in our new anthem. The fact that we talk about service to our nation is captured in our new anthem. The fact that we talk about one nation bound in peace and unity, as opposed to saying, oh, even though we are different tribes, we're taking away this unity and just focusing on one nation that's bound in love and unity. And that's, for me, is a national pride. I mean, like you mentioned, Rufai, some people have said that the second anthem is a prayer. So
it's a prayer. Oh, God of creation.
You speak over Nigeria. I understand the nostalgia for a lot of people who are older. I've heard so many older people talk about, and I use the word older so that they won't come for me, in terms of people who were born much earlier, when they sang this song, and they
definitely weren't born in 1960.
I definitely wasn't. So it's the nostalgia of singing it in your schools and just the pride that it brought. But unfortunately, when you think of the historical context of it and the fact that people like Paben Odiase wrote this anthem, that it should invoke in us even more national pride. I think beyond changing our national anthem, let's fix
fix the issues that plague us, especially in regards to disunity. The use of ethnic or religious slams to divide the people for political reasons. Those are the things we should address. What is the National Orientation Office doing? What are they doing? What's the allocation given to that? To unite Nigerians in terms of the fact that we are bound in unity and love. That's what I want to look at. Let the House think of ways when you fix the problems, take away poverty, people are able to embrace a sense of national unity, not just by changing our national